Mysterious disappearances in U.S. national forests, unsolved mysteries. Narration tone, slow, eerie, with tension rising along the story. In today's modern world, full of technology and scientific advancement, it's hard to believe there are still places in the United States where people can vanish without a trace, as if they never existed. But it happens, and it happens more often than we think. Every year, hundreds of people go missing in U.S. national forests, not because they got lost or were attacked by wild animals, but because they disappeared completely. No clues, no bodies, no witnesses. They simply took one step in a direction and never came back. Today's story will take you deep into the darkest mysteries ever recorded in forests considered among the safest in America. The story of Dennis Martin disappeared in a flash. June 14, 1969, Great Smoky Mountains National Park between North Carolina and Tennessee. A beautiful forest surrounded by trails for hiking, camping, and enjoying nature. The Martin family, including the parents, 2 sons, and the grandfather, had planned a weekend camping trip in the forest. Dennis, the youngest, only 6 years old, was smart and energetic. He wore a bright red shirt to be easily seen among the trees. That afternoon, while the parents were talking with another family at the Spence Field campsite, Dennis and his cousin were playing hide and seek. Dennis gave a mischievous smile, then backed into the trees behind him. That was the last time anyone saw him. In less than 2 minutes, Dennis disappeared completely. No cries for help, no signs of dragging, not even a broken branch. The family panicked. They shouted his name, searched everywhere. Rangers were called, then the military, search dogs, even thermal helicopters. For 2 weeks, thousands of people searched the forest. The result? Nothing. No blood, no clothes, no footprints. Not a single clue to prove Dennis had ever been there. One witness, a man hunting with his son nearby, reported hearing a strange scream, then seeing a large, dark creature carrying something through the trees. The police dismissed this detail, but spiritual researchers did not. They said, Dennis didn't get lost. Dennis was taken by something. Traci in the cabin in Yosemite, October 1993. Traci, a 28-year-old backpacker from Sacramento, loved mountain climbing and camping. She decided to take a solo trip through Yosemite National Park, known for its beautiful landscapes and challenging trails. Traci set out with full gear, GPS, maps, and experience. But on the 3rd day, as the fog thickened and rain started to fall, she realized she was lost. No more trail markers, no phone signal. As night approached, she saw a dim light in the distance, through the trees, an old cabin with a slanted roof and a faint yellow light glowing from inside. Traci felt uneasy. This area wasn't supposed to have campsites. But before the freezing night settled in, she stepped inside. The cabin was empty. No heater, no sleeping bags, but strangely, very clean. On the ground were footprints, very fresh. As Traci turned to leave, knock, knocks. From outside, she froze. Her heart pounded. No one should be here. And if it was a person, why didn't they say anything? She didn't open the door. No one spoke. But when she peeked through the curtain, no one was there. Not a single footprint on the wet ground. Traci ran. And to this day, she still can't explain. Who knocked? And why did the cabin disappear the next day when police returned with her? David Paulides, The Buried Missing Person Files. Former police officer David Paulides wasn't a superstitious man. He had worked in criminal investigation for over 20 years. But one day, a park ranger came to him with a tense expression. There's something strange about the missing persons in national forests, but we are not allowed to talk about it. Paulides began to investigate and discovered hundreds, even thousands of missing cases with no reasonable explanation. He recorded over 400 cases, all sharing frightening similarities. Victims often disappeared near large rocks, waterfalls, or streams. The weather often turned bad right after they vanished, as if to prevent search efforts. Search dogs couldn't track any scent. Many even refused to approach the area. Bodies, if found, were often in strange places, on mountaintops or spots a child could never reach on their own. The FBI once investigated, but afterward, they quietly withdrew. No reports, no conclusions. David Paulides repeatedly asked the U.S. Forest Service for an official list of missing persons. They refused. The reason? That document doesn't exist. And from there, one big question slowly emerged. What are they hiding? Shadow figures in the mist. During his investigation, many witnesses said that before going missing or narrowly escaping, they felt like they were being watched. A woman named Sarah said that while walking alone, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned, nothing. But when she stopped, the footsteps also stopped. On the third time, she quickly turned around and saw a tall, dark figure standing still in the fog. She ran for her life. And thanks to that, she avoided a landslide that happened right afterward. Another case, a 4-year-old boy was found after being missing for 5 days. He said, "There was a man as big as a tree, with no face, who took me to play. He told me not to tell mommy and daddy." A warning from the wilderness. The scariest thing about all these stories is not the disappearances, it's the silence. No one can explain them. Authorities give no answers. Science lacks the data. The deeper you dig, the more it feels like some ancient, invisible force is at work in these ancient forests. A rule of nature that humans don't belong to. If you've ever gone camping, walked deep into the forest, and felt like someone was watching you from the shadows, maybe you were closer to the boundary than you thought. And if one day, deep in the woods, you hear someone call your name, don't turn around. Thank you for following today's story. This is just a small part of the hundreds of unsolved mysteries lying quiet in the forests of America. If you enjoy real but chilling stories like this one, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss future stories. Would you still dare to go camping alone after hearing this? Leave your answer in the comments below.